How's it going, everybody? Positive Key here, back with another Road to Restoration update. This one is a aura overhaul. This is from Mod Breezy. Here once again to welcome our 4th design blog in the Road to Restoration series. In these design blogs, we share information on upcoming updates, basically what they're going to do. What they're trying to do is, 1, a game that's easy to understand, but still full of meaningful choice and depth. 2, play because it's fun, not just because you feel like you have to. 3, a meaningful journey, no matter when you start. In this blog, they're going to outline the problems they've seen occur with the auras and how they're redesigning the solutions to fix them, basically. The problems with the auras and the aura system have for a long time presented a variety of gameplay issues as well as obstacles for players who are looking to engage with RuneScape on their own terms, both of which you have expressed over the years. The issues with them are as follows. Time gating requires lots of real life time to obtain. You can't speed this up in any way. This can leave you in a spot where you feel underpowered compared to other players until you're able to have the time to acquire them. So basically they're trying to cut that out. Their timed nature and cooldowns place time clocks and time pressures on you and your gameplay. They aren't earned through gameplay. They're direct buffs that don't need you to do anything in game to earn them. Most auras are miscellaneous buffs that don't actually add any real depth to your gameplay. They add an extra system to micromanage on top of everything else you already have to do. But now you have all you have. But now you know and have felt these issues yourself. Auras create unhealthy gameplay as they put pressure on you to play with a certain window of time and lock your activities to usually 1-hour sessions. Not to mention that they sometimes feed into the daily scape issue. Most, if not all, auras don't have any underlying good design reason to exist either, and don't add much to your gameplay beyond do things but better. We believe that you should be able to play on your own terms without feeling like you're losing out on precious time or having to wait for the cooldown to finish. And sometimes you just want to boss and play with your friends for longer than an hour. How they're trying to fix the issue. As we investigate the issues that auras present and consider the potential avenues for resolving them, we feel that keeping them largely in the current state would only continue to cause one or more of the problems listed earlier. As such, we're making the decision to remove auras from the game with this planned update. Removing auras from the game will allow you to play RuneScape on your own terms without time pressures and without feeling like you're less powered compared to your friends. No more attempting to fight a boss before realizing, oh, I don't have that aura yet. Or our ultimate goal is to create fairness and accessibility for their content, while also supporting the game's simplicity and long-term sustainability. We are, however, looking to maintain the most meaningful aura effects by placing them on other items or rewards in the game. We're being very careful to not create sudden power creeps across the baseline of the game, be that in skilling or combat. In a world where effects are readily available instead of within 1-hour windows, we have to be conscious of introducing such power creep in any and all aspects. If effects are moved elsewhere, this could result in multiple concurrent effects provided through items such as scrimshaws, potions, and other rewards, again leading to a power creep effect. We have to be conscious of not creating more micromanagement in the game. RuneScape already has issues with requiring lots of different items, and your loadout simply to skill or do combat. We don't want to add any more complexity to that. The rebalancing the effects when transferring them to other items. Rebalance will be essential to implementation, as any retained effects have become available more permanently. For example, the 5-finger discount effect would be made available with a 5% effect final balance pending. This potential approach allows us to maintain the existence of the effects on a permanent basis. Tier 3 to 5 unlocks on a permanent basis available would, for example, introduce unreasonable power creep. On the other hand, 5% offers a good continuation of support for those players who were on Tier 1 and 2 of the respected aura, basically putting it on the lower end tier so you're not getting overpowered at the end. With that in mind, we've come up with some ways to transfer the most important effects to other places in the game. We also have some ideas on where to transfer some of the other effects. Some of these are already existing rewards in the game, while other ideas are for new rewards. While we want to affirm our stance on removing auras, we want to keep the discussion open to the community on proposals below. Do you like any specific suggestions? Do you think there are other items or rewards that would provide a better host for these effects? Should we be looking to add some as rewards for upcoming Haven Heist content? Let us know your thoughts after reading the proposals and ideas below. Please note, with any suggestions we provide, you'll always need to be mindful of design and balancing considerations, especially when bearing the issues and goals we've outlined in the above. Okay, aura effects we're planning to transfer. Penance aura, transfer this to the one of the below. Existing reward, power of penance high level can be costly and also harder to maintain for Iron Man. Penance blood essence, high requirements, vampire questline, could tweak with some quality of life updates. Saradomin, Book of Wisdom, God Book, an illuminated version could replace the current effect. We'd need to consider page acquisition. New reward, Archaeology Relic, could be made as a new relic reward as part of the upcoming Haven Heist dig site. Useful for mid-levels or another reward that's new. Vampirism transfers. Scrimshaw of Vampirism comes from player-owned ports, could be tweaked to work on all styles instead of just melee. High requirements for the Blood Essence, Vampiric Blood Essence would be the Vampire questline, can be tweaks with the quality of life. Samrock's Book of Chaos and the eliminated version could replace the current effect. We need to consider the page acquisition or a new reward. So basically they're just redoing the whole thing here. Equilibrium. Transfer this to one of the new ones below. New invention perk or another new reward. Skilling. Focus siphoning, buff rune span. Success chance on the nodes and creatures. Yes, that's been needed for a long time. This would be a simple balancing change, not requiring the player to attain a reward. Okay. Sure-footed, decreased fail chance on all agility courses. I like that too. Green Fingers, new dungeoneering scroll from the DG reward shop. 5-finger discount, unlock scroll from the Thieves Guild. Enrichment, buff divination success chance. Already implemented for low divination levels as part of the early game rebalance. Call of the Sea, flameproof, lumberjack tracker. Replace Anachronia's, there we go, totem of aura effects and rename to Totem of the Skiller. Demonheim, the majority of effects are already passive, so we just leave these be. The activation effect could be made permanent with some rebalancing. Auras we're planning to remove without their effects being transferred. Combat ones are Reverence, Corruption, Harmony, Salvation, and Poison Purge. The following combat auras are already planned to be disabled with the combat modernization update, as they directly impact player power with that update. With the changes coming with combat modernization, much of the value of these auras has been shifted to the player's default accessibility to power. Auras that don't affect player power with that update, such as Vampirism, will remain until being addressed with the aura overall update. Which everything has been going good in the beta, in my opinion. I hope that they do implement a lot of this stuff, and if they do, I think that it could really help this game out immensely. But onto the other combat ones here. Knockout, Brawler, Runic Accuracy, Sharpshooter, Ancestor Spirits, Berserker, Maniacal, Reckless, Dark Magic, Regeneration, Aegis, Majorat, Inspiration, Invigorate. Skilling, Dedicated Slayer, Quarry Master, Jack of Trades, Wisdom, Illumination, Resourceful. Other and miscellaneous ones, Dwarven Instinct, Friend in Need, Festive, Oddball, Desert Pantheon, and all other discontinued auras. Addressing other content. There are a handful of other content-related issues to the auras they will be tweaking too. Warwares and aura refreshers. As auras will no longer exist, we'd remove the Unlocks tab in the Warswares shop. The Aura achievement will be removed from the game. The War What is Good For achievement will be removed from the game will be no longer required, or will no longer require the above achievement. Sorry. Aura refreshes will be removed from the game, as they'll no longer serve a purpose. We'll also remove these from the wear shop. Aura slot will be removing Aura slot from the worn equipment UI. The Aura slot would continue to exist in the wardrobe UI to allow you to change cosmetic appearances such as gazes and cosmetic auras like the Devourer's aura. We're planning to rename this slot to visual effects. Okay, that's cool. Daemonheim Aura. The Daemonheim Aura will no longer continue to exist, but as a majority of its effects are passive, they'll simply continue to work. The effects would still require the respective tiers of Daemonheim area tasks to be completed in order to benefit from them. The activation effect for Burying Bones could be made passive with some minor rebalancing. We'd love to hear your suggestions and how we could rework otherwise. Totem of Auras. The Totem of Auras on Anachronio will no longer serve a purpose. As mentioned above, we'd like to transfer a handful of skilling auras over to it and rename it something like Totem of Skilling. A note on loyalty points in the loyalty store. We know that many players have asked the question as to what will happen with the loyalty store and its associated points once the aura system has been removed from the game. While we don't have any news about that today, we'll be looking to answer those questions very soon. What's next? That's everything we have for the auras today. Thank you for taking the time to read this. As we move forward with the removal of auras, we'll be making your gameplay sessions and the ability to access the most important effects a much more friendly process, placing agencies in your hands. We'd love to hear your feedback and ideas for the above, and we'll be keeping a close eye on the conversation. See you there. Thank you, Mod Breezy and the RuneScape team. So hopefully this updates you guys on some of the future patches that they're doing, the auras getting taken out, and yeah, that should do it. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. As always, stay positive.